put her on the wall. Told her, if you spit in my face again, I'll kill you. She spits in my face again. We've been drinking, high as a kite. That doesn't excuse what I did. And I chuck her ass off the 7th floor. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Why did you, I already know after I've done it, I'm like, wait, you just went over the top right there. You went past the point of no return. You just tried to kill someone now. I get down there, try to play like I'm rendering aid. That didn't go over real well. I'm not a very good actor nor a good liar, so I just, I don't even bother to try. So I go to the police department. I do know that I got a warrant out of Indiana on me for violation of probation and whatnot. So I'm denying everything. I don't know. I've talked to her then just in passing, da-da-da-da-da. No, we've never been together, blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to get out of there before that NCIC comes back showing there's a warrant. They should have ran an actual check on me prior to the interrogation, but they didn't. A couple officers lost a job on that. So I end up rolling out of there, hightailing it back to a girlfriend's house that I was living with. Cops show up there. I'm hiding in the woods and whatnot. Make my way back to an aunt's house down here, get taken into custody, go into court. They're sitting there saying, what was it? Sexual battery, false imprisonment, and second-degree attempted murder. And I'm like, well, where the hell did the sexual battery crap come into play here? So I talked to my lawyer. I said, listen, man, I don't deny being a pervert. I said, I'm like any other man. I said, I'm trying to get with every girl I can down there. I said, but there's a big difference between a pervert and a rapist. Right? And he's like, listen, it's all right. We're going to get through this, blah, 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 blah. Or she said, it's all right. We're going to get through this, da-da-da-da. I said, well, listen, I said, her and I had been at the house together. I said, we had relations in the car. We was at McDonald's together, Walmart together. I said, this ain't adding up. I said, she's saying in this affidavit, I said that we'd, never been together. I said, there's physical evidence out there to show otherwise. So it's ignored, of course. And then another guy I'm talking to, never sit there and share your story with another inmate. Never, because you can be dead to the right. He's going to sit there and twist it for his benefit. So he goes and says, I admit to all this, so there's a conflict. They give me a conflict lawyer. And I said, and they're like, well, the private investigator shows up. And I'm like, well, what's up with all this right here? Why haven't all this been done? She said, well, we didn't know there was any DNA anywhere. I said, there's DNA at the house. I said, there's DNA in the car. I said, we're on surveillance and all this. I said, this is going to refute everything she's saying. I said, I don't deny it. I said, I tried to take her life. I said, that's for her, them to try to prove. None of that got processed. Long story short, I go to trial. They've done changed and amended the charges a half a dozen times. Another girl jumps on this, and she was might have been assaulted. She don't remember.